ดีค่ะ and welcome to Thai PBS World Tonight. You are with Nat Budnak and Tulip Nak Samphoplao.
สวัสดีค่ะ very good evening as well, and kick-starting the program with some updates because today is actually the first day where Thailand has eased COVID-19 restrictions by scrapping the quarantine for international arrivals and also allowing the partial reopening of pubs, bars, and some entertainment venues as well, including soapy massage parlors as well. And under the new rules in terms of the international arrivals, fully vaccinated foreign travelers must submit their required documents, which of course includes a passport, certificate of vaccination, and the proof of medical insurance cover of at least $10,000. But for unvaccinated or partially vaccinated people, a COVID-19 RT-PCR test or a rapid antigen test result issued within the 72 hours before travel is required. And apart from air travel, all land border crossing points will also be opened on June 1st, which is today. Quarantine has also been scrapped for those who are deemed to be at high risk of infection following exposure. And the Thailand pass system is already scrapped for Thai citizens, but it still remains in place for non-Thais. And so far, over 895,000 people applied for the Thailand pass between April 29th and May 31st, with about 875,000 being approved. And this is according to the Disease Control Department. And visitors from Singapore actually topped the list of international arrivals by air in May, followed by India, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Malaysia. And the average daily arrivals in May this year increased to 20,000, which clearly reflects a level of recovery. Meanwhile, the Tourism Authority of Thailand has forecast that over 500,000 tourists per month will enter the country from nearby markets during the low season between May until September, and over 1 million per month in the high season starting from October until December. And this will also include more distant markets such as in Europe and in the United States. And with this forecast, the total number of incoming tourists is expected to be approximately about 7 to 10 million and generating over 1.5 trillion baht, or a 50% recovery compared to 2019, which was when COVID-19 didn't even exist. Meanwhile, approved pubs, bars, karaoke bars, including soapy massage parlors, are now allowed to open in 17 tourism sandbox provinces, and that also includes Bangkok, and in the green surveillance zones of 14 provinces. Some of the venues had been previously allowed to operate as eateries if approved by authorities. And however, the mask mandate will remain in place pending a decision tentatively set for mid-June over gradually relaxing it in some of the areas. So this is definitely good news that we are seeing that our country is opening up with the relaxed measures on international arrivals, and many pubs and bars are allowed to reopen in many of the provinces already.
I would say the projection of 50% of pre-COVID is really good. Hopefully we get there. And if we get there, a lot of people in the tourism industry or related industry will be able to smile.
Exactly.
And breathe more comfortably.
Yep, we'll wait until mid-June when we can finally take our masks off.
Yes, but I'm sure there will be a lot of people still wearing it, just because they feel more comfortable already.
Yeah, it's been 2 years since we've been wearing them, but some people just got used to it already. Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about Bangkok. Bangkok just had the local election for the governor not too many days ago. Usually it will take, sometimes it takes a whole month or longer to certify or make the result official. But this time it takes only 10 days. So today is the first day that Chadchart Dr. Chadchart Sittipan has been certified as the Bangkok governor. And he was well received at the election commission office, with a lot of fanfare waiting there to greet him. New Bangkok Governor Chadchart Sittipan went to the Election Commission office this morning to receive his certification, officially declaring him to be the 17th governor of Bangkok. following his landslide victories 10 days ago. Chadchart then went to Bangkok Metropolitan Administration Office, or BMA, at Sao Ching Cha for the first time as a new governor, where he was welcomed by BMA Permanent Secretary Khajit Chachawanit. Chadchart also engaged in religious ceremonies, during which he was greeted by BMA officials and staff, with some taking selfies with their new boss. Speaking to reporters today, Chadchart asked all Bangkokians to go through his 214 policies so that he can get feedback as to the optimum ways to execute them and what are the policies that should also be included. He emphasized the need for transparency, saying that he will not put up with any more corruption, as he wants the BMA to be an authority that is fair and transparent for all. He also explained that occasionally he will visit places without prior notice because he says he wants to meet the people and find out what they really want. From now, he will be talking to all 50 district office directors and 16 other departments about fixing the existing problems. Asked what he considers the most urgent problems, Chadchart said flooding, road safety, zebra crossing, and hawker stalls. That is a lot, actually. Meanwhile, it was also announced that there will be 4 deputy Bangkok governors who will work alongside Chadchart. They are Associate Professor Dr. Wisanu Sapsompon of Chulalongkorn University, former Bangkok Deputy Governor Chakapan Philngam, Assistant Professor Dr. Thawida Kamonwet, and Sanon Wangsangbun. I think if you have been following political news or news about academic in Thailand, you will be quite familiar with these names. It had been speculated that Move Forward Party gubernatorial candidate Wirot Lakhanadison would join Chadchart's team, but the rumor has been refuted. But people have seen them kind of go out on the side together to observe whatever it is in Bangkok that they think need to be fixed.
Right, it's really exciting that now that Chadchart is finally the Bangkok governor, we will have to see how we will be able to execute all of the policies that he's been talking about throughout his campaign in becoming the governor as well.
Well, the landslide winning gave him mandate to do what he said he would do according to the policy that he campaigned on.
Right.
Now, I think the expectation is really high.
Exactly. With so much expectations right now, we'll have to wait and see as well. And really exciting as well with the new set of deputy Bangkok governors as well, because like you said, Kuntilip, many people are actually familiar faces in the academic sphere as well.
Right.
And now let's go down south of Thailand. A car bomb maker was sentenced to a total of 46 years in prison by the Yala provincial court after he was found guilty of involvement in stealing a van and turning it into a car bomb. So the defendant and 8 other people who are still at large stole a van belonging to a carry delivery service in Mueang district of Thailand's southern province of Yala on March 12th last year. The van was later found behind the Raman district police office in Raman district, and there are many other households in that particular area. The presence of the van raised suspicions among people in the neighborhood. They alerted the police bomb disposal squad, who arrived at the scene to investigate with the help of a robot, while people living nearby were evacuated. An improvised explosive device was found in the van, which has already been removed and then taken to a safe location where it was destroyed. A suspect was later arrested by the police and charged with terrorism, criminal association, and violation of the firearms and explosive law. He also pleaded guilty to the charges and was sentenced to a total of 46 years in prison. Militant groups have been waging war against government forces in Thailand's 4 southern provinces for decades. And according to the Deep South Watch, more than 7,300 people, and that also includes officials and civilians, have been killed since 2004. So very sad story that many people were killed for the past almost 20 years already.
It has been, I don't know, I think every government knows it's a problem.
Yep.
And they know they have to do something about it.
Yeah.
But in the past 2 decades, it hasn't been improved. And I think the situation, it just seems like it's getting worse. I mean, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, very sad to begin with, not with the ongoing violence, but with so many innocent people being killed. Well, apart from the officials and civilians, previously we have also reported that some teachers were killed because of that ongoing violence as well.
Yeah, some teachers, some monks, they call it soft target. That's why
Yeah.
they have to have the security official following them around just to make sure that they provide them some kind of protection.
Yeah.
But lots of time it doesn't help. There must be something the government can do about this, because this is not something that just anyone can just fix. It has to be government official, come up with some kind of policy, some plan to, I don't know, talk. When people fight, it's
Yeah.
always good to talk, but who will talk to who and how?
And we
know.
also need to find out the root cause of the ongoing violence as well, because deep south, the 4 southern provinces of Thailand, it's known to have a large population of Muslims. And we're not saying that it has always have to do with religion, but
Yeah.
there might be other causes behind it as well.
Yeah, that, like I said, we just have to start talking. I
Exactly.
mean, one side, the official will say one thing and they will say another thing. The best way is just to sit together and talk.
Exactly.
Anyway, let's come back to Bangkok. We report earlier that when it comes to world ranking, a lot of things that Bangkok is on the top, whether it's workation, most visited cities, or city with cultural diversity and many, many other things. But there is one ranking that Bangkok actually ranked 96
Yep,
out
96.
of 100 cities, which is not a good rank because it's from the bottom up, 96 out of 100, as the city with work-life balance. So when it's 96, it means the score is not that good. It's kind of ironic, actually. Bangkok ranks 96 out of 100 cities around the world in this year's Work-Life Balance Index, according to software company Kizi in new study released last week. Bangkok's ranking is similar to last year, in which Thailand's capital was ranked 49 out of 50 cities considered in 2021. Now, let's go see the top rank. It's Oslo from Norway, followed by Bern from Switzerland, Helsinki from Finland, Zurich from Switzerland, and Copenhagen from Denmark. Cities ranked at the bottom include Bangkok, Sao Paulo from Brazil, Kuala Lumpur from Malaysia, Dubai from United Arab Emirates, and Cape Town from South Africa. The 2022 rankings analysis is based on 3 main categories, such as work intensity, the role of society, and institutions and cities' livability. Work intensity covers having remote jobs, minimum vacation days, and paid parental leave. The society and institutions category covers COVID-19 support, accessibility to mental health care, and inclusivity. City livability covers people, happiness, safety, affordability, air quality, and wellness. So if you go through all these lists, just air quality alone, if we don't count COVID, people in Bangkok have been wearing this mask seasonally every year because of the air quality. I think that kind of indicator of something that needs to be improved too. So, to new governor of Bangkok, that is one problem you have to help fixing.
And with the air quality, it has always been an issue, but since we actually posted this story on our social media, some people actually made an interesting comment though, that people don't seem to have a work-life balance in Bangkok, and it's really low because many people wasted so much time being stuck in traffic.
Yes, that is another one category that I don't know what to do to improve in Bangkok. It's kind of difficult. I mean, there's a question, why there's so many cars on, why is the traffic because so many cars on the road? Why so many cars on the road? Because everybody have to be somewhere.
Right.
And then maybe we have to improve our mass transportation to make sure that more people use mass transportation, so less people use personal car, but our mass transportation is not really reliable or not so much dependable compared to many other big cities. So it's like a kind of, everything kind of intertwined.
It's kind of linked together with all the problems, whether it's traffic or the amount of cars that we have in Bangkok.
Air pollution coming from the cars and everything else.
Or even like healthcare. There's so many things that are linked together. That's why we got such a low ranking in terms of work-life balance. And it also includes many other little things. For example, for certain occupations, people cannot work remotely because like if we think about certain occupations, you have to be on site in order to do that particular work. Unlike office people where you can just have a laptop and you can work at some sort of cafe or anywhere that they can still work on their papers or anything like that. But in Thailand, for some of them, you still can't do it. And that does not include other things like calls after work or even emails during odd hours, when in some cities, that would be considered illegal.
Chat group. I mean, this social media make people work 24/7.
Exactly, and sometimes you get calls like almost during midnight asking to finish up this presentation for a meeting tomorrow morning, when let's say if you go to France, this would be completely illegal, or even European countries as well.
I think this goes as deep as the working culture in Thailand, though, because if you talk to some company, if their employee don't do any overtime, that employee will be looked at as they don't work hard enough.
Right.
In some organization, it's like that. So in some organization, they shouldn't finish everything within their working hour. In some organization, they have to do the overtime. It's sometimes it's a problem of the working culture too.
Yeah, time management is always an issue, and some bosses don't understand that, unfortunately. I'm not saying our boss. Our boss is really nice.
Okay, that concludes this edition of ThaiPBS World Tonight. But if you want to know more news, other stories, analysis, explainer, opinion pieces, or exclusive interview, you can check out our website, www.thaipbsworld.com. We also have Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
And don't forget to catch our program, Thai PBS World Tonight, every weekdays at 7 p.m. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. สวัสดีค่ะ